In the middle of the road of my life, I awoke in a dark wood where the true way was wholly lost. In the middle of the road of my life, I awoke in a dark wood where the true way was wholly lost. How do you know that you're on your path? Because it disappears. That's how you know. How do you know that you're really doing something radical? Because you can't see where you're going. That's how you know. But everything you have lent on for your identity has gone. And so you are going to enter the black contemplative splendors of self-doubt at the same time as you're setting out on this radical new path. And then, you see, if you can put this across, people suddenly say, wow, amazing, that's my life, there's something astonishing about my... And for instance, that first stage of entering the dark wood, there's a marvelous poem by David Wagoner, as the chair of poetry at the University of Washington, with a poem called Lost. And it's a teaching story from the Northwest Indian teaching tradition. It was a story that would be told to a young boy or girl that would ask the question, what do I do when I'm lost in the forest? See, this was a life or death question in the climax cedar forests of the Northwest. 150 foot high, you walk into them just 100 yards, you can't see any of the four cardinal directions. So you need to know how you know where you are. And this is what the elder is telling to this young boy or girl who asks the question, what do I do when I'm lost in the forest?
Today's date is April 8th, 2026. This is my first time doing voiceover in a film in about, I want to say, over a year. Everything I've done has mainly been visual, so my voice isn't in it. It's 2026, so it's been about 10 years since I started doing photography. Not professionally all 10 years, but 10 years that I've had a camera. I found this conversation with David White last year. And yeah, I think it's interesting, it's been 10 years, so I feel like, kind of approaching that 10,000 hour mark of, they say it's 10,000 hours is to master a skill, basically. So you think that maybe with all that time under your belt, a person would be more confident in their skills, especially as of late. Last year, I feel like I had some projects that didn't go too well. And, it kind of makes you feel like maybe you're not as skilled, or, your skills aren't up to par. There's a part in the conversation where he says that everything that you have lent on for your identity has gone. And I think it's really easy, and I think kind of where I am is I've put so much of my identity into this photography and film work, or when something does go wrong, it feels like it's less of a failure of just your work, but it feels like it's a failure of yours. Like that is your identity. It's your failure. I think anyone would say that failure is necessary. But I think when you have it so wrapped up in your identity, it can be difficult to rebound from. I highly recommend you listen to this whole conversation to fully grasp the idea of what he's saying. But yeah, I really liked what he had to say about that. And so I guess with this video, I'm just, I haven't made one in a while, and, this is my outlet, and I feel like it's been a long winter, and I needed to make something. I finished my wedding edits for last year. Wedding season starts again in a few days, and I think I'm hoping to make more of these things for myself. I'm hoping to go make some photos just for fun, some videos just for fun, just because I can, just for the sake of making. So last fall, we went out a couple times to take some photos. This first series of photos is going to be from the Elk County area, so Johnsonburg and Ridgeway. And I thought the photos I took in Johnsonburg were super interesting. There's a paper mill there. I haven't been back there in a while, but I knew I wanted to get a picture of this red house with the kind of smokestacks in the background. I really like that. Last summer, I went to Steelers training camp in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, so Westmoreland County area. And on the way, there's some interesting sights, especially when you get down into Indiana County. There's a coal plant, which I think is being decommissioned fairly soon. And there's a town where you can see the coal plant in the background. There's a coffee shop that's in front of the coal plant, and it just makes for some interesting compositions. And I wanted to make it down to Blairsville, so on the way to Blairsville, we ended up stopping in Indiana, Indiana, where Indiana University of Pennsylvania is based. And after Indiana, we worked our way down through Homer City.
Across the morning sky, on the waves are leaving.
And after Homer City, we worked our way down into Blairsville. It was a really nice day, fall. We had a great fall this past year.
Before the winter fire will still be I do not count the time. Who knows where the time goes? Who knows where the time goes?
And then we went into the town of Derry. And after Derry, we realized I think we were fairly close to Ligonier, Pennsylvania, so we headed down to Ligonier and wrapped up the day there.
Oh, but then you know, then it's time for them to go.
So I guess I'm in this point of, evaluating my career and, what I want to do in the future. And obviously, these aren't easy decisions, or there's not really any roadmap to figuring out a career in the freelance space. It's you do the work and you continue on, or you don't want to do the work and you find something else to do. I hope you enjoyed these photos. I hope you enjoyed the video. There will be more to come. So to wrap it up, I'll leave you with this. I hope you enjoy, and see you soon.
What do I do when I'm lost in the forest? The elder says, stand still. The trees ahead and bushes beside you are not lost. Stand still. What do I do when I'm lost in the forest? Stand still. The trees ahead and bushes beside you are not lost. Wherever you are is called here, and you must treat it as a powerful stranger, must ask permission to know it and be known. Listen. The forest breathes. It whispers, I have made this place around you. If you leave it, you may come back again, saying, here. No two trees are the same to raven. No two branches are the same to wren. If what a tree or a branch does is lost on you, then you are surely lost. Stand still. The forest knows where you are. The forest knows where you are. Stand still. The forest knows where you are. You must let it find you. You must let it find you.
All through the winter, until the birds again return in spring. I do not fear time.